1, 2, set, go. What's up guys, Phil here. Welcome to another piano lesson here at Playground Sessions YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to play what I just demoed for you. That's the chorus to Taylor Swift's tune called Lover. That's from our intermediate level arrangement in the Playground Sessions song store. I'm going to break this down for you starting with the right hand first. First off, our key signature has 1 sharp. That tells us we're in the key of G major. And every F is actually an F sharp. Now, our time signature here is 12/8. That might seem like a strange one to some of you, but let's break it down. It's easier than it seems. The note that gets the beat is an 8th note, and we know that because of the number on the bottom of our time signature. The number on top simply tells us that there can be 12 eighth notes in a measure. But we're going to group those 12 eighth notes into groups of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Or another way to say that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Notice, even if I'm counting to 12, I'm really feeling it in groups of 3. And there are 4 of those groups, right? 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. There's 4 of them. So we can feel a song that's in 12/8 time signature kind of like a slow 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 snaps, but just 4 counts. All right, let's get into the notes that we see here on the staff. We're going to start with our thumb on this D right here, an octave and a note above middle C. Then we have 2 on E, a little bit of a stretch here to get 3 on G. By the way, you could use 4 here if you like. That's a personal preference thing. And then the next measure we have 5, or pinky, on B. Now, next phrase is going to be similar, but with an additional D. That's the pickup note at the end of this measure, so that looks like this. Now, same idea here, moving up, 3 on G, 5 on B. Now here, after the tied B, we're going to play a G, but we're not going to use our 3rd finger anymore. Instead, we're going to bring our thumb up and put ourselves into a G major 5-finger position. And that's how we'll finish out that phrase. So we have 5 on B at the beginning of the measure, and then thumb comes up to G, and then 3rd finger now plays B because we've shifted into this G position. Okay, next line down, measure 17 in my notation. We have 3 on B, 5 on D, we'll do 2 of those. Now thumb on G, and then again 2 Ds with your pinky. Now here we'll play G again, but this time with our 2 fingers. So we're going to open our hand up, kind of scooting downward, 2 on G, and then thumb on E. All right, now the next and last part of this section gets a little weird with the rhythms, so let's go over it. We have our 2 finger on A, and that puts us into this G major position again. Now, our 3rd finger would be on B, and our thumb is on G. And that's what we're going to be doing in this measure. So 2 on A as a pickup to that measure, and then we're going to play B, A, G 4 times in a row. However, it's not going to be as easy as the rhythm I'm playing now. These are even rhythms that I'm playing, but what we see here written in the notation is actually this. We have an 8th note, and then a 16th note and a dotted 8th note. So our first note is normal, it gets 1 beat, but the next one gets a half beat, and then the 3rd one gets the other half of that beat plus the next beat. So in other words, B is normal, A is shorter, and G is longer. We do that 4 times in a row. And on the last one, we tie it over to a G in the next measure. And we're going to end it with 2 pickup notes that send us into the next section. Those are B and B with your 3rd finger. So we'll jump down from up here to there. And that's it. So why don't we go over this now in time? I'm going to cue up our backing track from the interactive app. We're going to play along with the band here. But first we'll do it at a slow speed. And once we have it down there, we can speed it up to normal tempo. Follow along with me. 1, 2, set, go. Hold it. Now another D, same thing. Now thumb to G. Look ahead. 3, 5. Now G. Now open up. 2, 1. Get ready for those weird rhythms. Hold it. And rest. Move down. 3 on B. That's how we do it. Now, if you need extra practice with me at the slow speed, just pause, rewind, and play back. But when you're ready, let's do it at full speed. 1, 2, set, go. All right, now let's switch gears and start talking about the left hand. On screen, we can see 2 lines worth of notation here for the left hand chords. On top, we see some block chords that at least are half notes or dotted half notes. We even see some dotted whole notes. And then in the second line down, we see some dotted quarters, right? So we know that the rhythms are going to get a little bit more intense and busy when we get to the second half. So let's take this 1 half at a time. And let's look at the first half first. Our first chord is G major in root position. And we're going to do that with our 4, 2, and 1 fingers. That's because of the chord that comes next, D over F sharp. We want 5 and 3 for F sharp and A. We can keep our thumb on D here, right? So first chord, second chord, third chord, C over E. We're going to still use 5, 3, and 1 fingers. So we have to move our hand down a little bit, and we'll do that. Same thing for the next 2 bars, by the way. So G, D over F sharp, C over E. Now, when we look down to the next line, we see different rhythms, but in fact, the chord progression remains the same for now. So let's talk about the pattern that we see with rhythms. We're going to actually play the first chord as we did up top, but then we're going to play another chord before changing. We're going to just play the top 2 voices of this chord. So in other words, we have our full chord on the downbeat, G major, root position, but then before we move on to D over F sharp, we're going to play the top 2 voices of that chord. Then we go to D over F sharp, and again here we're going to play the top 2 voices of this chord again. Next measure, C over E, but then again the top 2 voices, and this time we'll do that 3 times to fill out that measure. So before moving on to the next measure, let's go over measure 17 and 18 again, okay? We have G major root position, all 3 of its notes, and then just the top 2 notes. D over F sharp, and then just the top 2 notes. C over E, and then just the top 2 notes for the rest of the measure. Now, in the following measure, we change up our pattern again, and we see some new chords. So in measure 19, we start with our familiar G major root position triad, but then right away we move to D over F sharp, and then we move again to a new chord. This is E minor in root position, 5, 3, 1, and then we're going to move to G over D with 5, 2, 1. Then, next measure, C major root position, and then just the top 2 voices of that chord, and then just the bottom voice of that chord. All right, let's go over that again from measure 19. Ready? G major, then D over F sharp, then E minor, then G over D. Now C, and then the top two voices, and just the bottom voice. All right, I think it's time for us to try this whole part now in time. I'll cue up the backing track once again at the slow speed, and then we'll speed it up. 1, 2, set, go. Now move down, and hold it for the whole measure. And do it again. G, D over F sharp, C over E again. Now look ahead. We're going to G major, but we're moving faster now. Top two, D over F sharp, top two, C over E, top two. Keep them going. Ready for our final progression. Ready? E minor, G over D, and C. Top two and bottom. And rest. That's how we do it. So when you're ready, try it with me now at full tempo. 1, 2, set, go. All right, now for our final step in today's video, let's put these hands together. I'm about to demo this thing at slow speed to start, and I hope you get your hands up and try it with me. 1, 2, set, go. Okay, when you're ready, let's speed things up. But of course, you can rewind and play back with me at that slow speed as many times as you need. All right, here we go. 1, 2, set, go. Thanks for watching, everyone. And don't forget, we've got a ton more tutorials on the channel. We go live every week here on YouTube as well. And we've got an active Facebook community. There's links to all that stuff in the description below. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed the lesson. I'll see you guys for the next video lesson. The features you saw on screen today can be at your fingertips with the Playground Sessions app. Co-created by music legend Quincy Jones, Playground teaches the piano with interactive feedback and gaming features, all while using your favorite songs. All right, guys, I'm Phil. Hit subscribe so I can see you for the next video.